welcome back to my channel. As you could probably see in the title, this video is a studio tour and it's also a face reveal. So, hi, this is my face. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably haven't seen my face before. It's not that I posted too much there. I only post a couple of stories from time to time, and sometimes in a post I like to keep it most about the art, but you probably have seen my face there. If you don't, well, now you know me. From now on, I would like to appear in my videos from time to time. I'm not very used to record my face on camera, so this probably is gonna have a lot of bloopers. I hope to get used to it slowly because the community here is growing a bit and I have a ton of ideas about things to record that I hope will be more personal if I show my face from time to time. It's not going to be a thing I do always, but for some videos I think it's more personal for me to show my face. I'm going to quickly tell you a bit about an update about my life right now regarding the studio tour and everything. And I'm doing face-to-face, but then I'm going to show you the studio where I'm not going to appear that much. We moved here in the beginning of September. This is actually my student's flat. My parents bought it a couple of years ago because I had a 6 hours commute a day. 3 hours go, 3 hours back. And my parents bought this flat here where I went to university, and it was a very old flat and we renewed it all and it had a few rooms, so we rented. I finished university, I really liked the flat and my boyfriend too. So we asked my parents if we could move in. Obviously it's a bit cheaper than anything else renting wise out there, so that's very good. And besides, I do love this flat because my father is a contractor. When we renovated this flat, it was mostly all to my taste, so now the flat's to my taste. It's very spacious, it has a lot of light. This space has a lot of light and it has 3 rooms. So we have our room and each of us has a studio, which is very nice. For now, it's a bit bare. We just moved and we don't have a huge budget right now. So I just have a table, this little thing you're seeing in the back. I hope in the future to renovate it and add a few more stuff to make it a bit more cozy, but also to have more space to work in different stuff. So I'm gonna show it to you in a minute, all of it, and I'm gonna tell you a bit more about it. But I also wanted to tell you that I have a few more plans in the future. So the good thing about this, about having this space, is that now I can record a few videos that I had in mind for a long time, but I couldn't really properly record because I didn't have a space to record on, and it was always a bit of a mess to record certain types of videos. Even sketchbook tours were very complicated for me to record, but now that I have this space and a tripod, life has gotten much easier for me. A couple of things that I have in mind for the future, if you're interested, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, I would love to know. I want to record quick reviews and flip-throughs of art books that I have. And I don't have a lot. You can see my shelf there and you will see it in a minute in the studio tour, and it's not huge, but I have a couple more incoming, and I love art books, and I've seen a couple of videos that review art books and do a quick flip through, and I find them really cool. So I want to do something similar but in my own way. Sure, and there's also a couple of things like flipping through my unfinished sketchbooks or my current sketchbooks and stuff like that that I wanted to record also in a bit more of a personal way. So let's see how that goes, and now let's get into the studio tour. So this is what we see right when we enter the studio, and I have my desk in front of the window because that's the lightest spot. That's the door we just enter through. And we have a little wardrobe there that so far is kind of a mix of things. I do have a few clothes in there in that side. And I have a few painting supplies in here. There's my desk easel. Back there, some paper I have for painting and some racks for that too. Some shipping materials there and there. That one is there because I have a commission I'm about to finish and ship, so I have it on hand. And there, down below, there are also prints and all of that stuff. It's a very spacious wardrobe, but so far I haven't given it that much purpose. We're gonna go down now. I don't have a table for this right now. This is my little ficus here that I usually have on my living room, but today it was a bit sunny and this little baby doesn't like direct light too much, so I moved it here for the day. And also, let's be real, because it looks nice in the studio tour. Then here I have my printer. It's very old and I don't use it for printing, but it's really good for scanning for some reason. I have it there to have it on hand. I was thinking about putting it back on the wardrobe, but I like it better there, so I can use it whenever I need it, because I use it regularly to scan my work. So it's staying there for now. I hope that later, when I have a bit more budget, to buy a little table to put there, and maybe buy a better printer to actually make my own prints. So moving on to my shelf in here, I'm gonna quickly show you through it all, and then I'll tell you a bit more of what I have there. So here are a couple of palettes, plastic palettes, and some watercolors, pearl scent ones, and a couple of travel sets. This is by Van Gogh, and that one's by Winsor & Newton. And then these are my loved Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors. They are there, look at how pretty. Down below here are just some copy paper and some colored paper to take pictures, some new masking tape, and here are some easels for oils that I still have to take my hands on. So over here I have a pile of sketchbooks. So these are kind of big sketchbooks and sketchbooks where I take off sheets of paper, like this watercolor sketchbook here. I do have this little Yupo paper too, that was a gift from an order from the Map Grapes shop. And then I have my little Inktober book, the one I made and I put together for 2018. So this is a print run test. As you can see, there's a little line in there. It's cut out because it was a test. I did a better version later. And of course, this version, if you don't know, well, maybe you know, Jake Parker had to trademark his logo because there were companies that were making profit using the Inktober logo without his permission. And he registered the logo as his trademark and everything. So there was a scandal a bit, but honestly for me it wasn't a big of a trouble. He wrote to me personally just telling me that I had to skip using the logo, and if I wanted to indicate I was doing this for Inktober, it was fine. He didn't mind. It just we just couldn't include the logo because that was the trademark and that was where the problem was. So I actually changed this to a title of the book, and I have the digital version available now on my Gumroad, and I'm hoping to get it up on Amazon soon too, again without the Inktober things. Still the collection of the Inktober drawings of 2018 is just not going to be called that. And just a quick look if you want to check it out. There were a few of my illustrations here and there. It's kind of hard to record a flip through and record at the same time. I'm gonna reproduce it again, just a bit smaller and with a new title. So if you want to check that out, I'm gonna leave the link to the Gumroad down below, and I'll let you know about the rest later. This is a fashion book. It's very cool. It's a history of fashion kind of book, and it has a bit of everything. It's very inspiring, and it was actually because I was doing fashion design at university. So this book is very complete and it's very inspirational. I really like to flip through it and get to know cool stuff about a history of fashion. So I have it here. I haven't found a better place for it yet, maybe later. So over here on the second shelf, we have my little painting cup, and I have my watercolor supplies at hand because that's the traditional media I use the most, apart from the usual things I have on my pencil case. So I also have a little water bottle spray, Jack agenda my boyfriend gave to me, some washi tapes in here for painting, my brushes here on its own case, and then here is my sketchbook collection. This is a little notebook I have for some stuff I have to take notes on. This is my current sketchbook, the one I handmade on a video last year. My little watercolor sketchbook, and you know, a few more that I haven't finished down here, and then a couple of finished ones too, but we can go through that on another video. And this is a shelf I really like, maybe because it has all my art books so far. But yeah, I kind of feel very proud of my little art books. I love to have them on hand and to flip through them. It's the one that kind of calls out the most because it's the first is by Miss Apace. She's called Ashley, that's her Instagram name. And then here is a coloring book by Map Graves that I love. I haven't had the courage to paint on it because it's so pretty that I kind of want to keep it like this actually. Then a few cute things here and there. So over here are the most squared books I have because they didn't fit too well with the other ones. And I have the Art of the Iron Giant, the Art Book of Loish and the Sketchbook of Loish, both of them in their little case, which is so cute. And then a couple of general drawing books, and then this cartoon animation by Preston Blair, which is also very cool if you like hand-drawn animation. Then over here we have, as I showed you already, Nightshade by Miss Apace, a book on fashion illustration, which actually helped me a lot drawing the figure and clothes when I first started. Then this is one of my absolute favorites just because I love the illustrations on it. This style I absolutely love. And this is just a general drawing book on the figure and portraits. This is one on vampires, one on watercolors. It's quite a thick old book. A couple of these I found on a sale on Scotland when I was there as an au pair. And then there are Ghibli books that I hope one day I'll have them all. My boyfriend keeps giving them to me on my birthdays and Christmas and stuff because he knows I love them and he loves Studio Ghibli too. I have a little collection here already and I love to go through them and to do a few studies. You might have seen some in my channel if you're not new to it. So far I have My Neighbor Totoro. I have Mononoke, Spirited Away, and The Art of Ponyo too. My favorites so far are Mononoke and Spirited Away, but they're all really gorgeous. For example, Totoro is very pretty in his landscapes. It's also, the same goes for Mononoke too, of course. And I love the art of Spirited Away just because I love that movie so much. And Ponyo has a lot of underwater stuff, of water landscapes that I also love a lot, and this was my latest addition to the collection. So I'm not going to dive too long in these last three because they're mostly being used for storage purposes. The only thing I have here are a couple of art supplies, my Arteza wash paints, and just agendas and stuff I use regularly. And then over here I have a couple of stuff from my guitar that I have in that corner. Some little cards I've made to accompany my orders when I send them off. A couple of books I'm currently having here because they're a bit of inspiration from my October project. I'm taking inspiration from book illustrations, very line work focused, because that's the style I kind of want to achieve with it. And then here are a couple of my enamel pins that I produced recently. It's a bit dark in here and you probably can't see them properly with the plastic. But yeah, I produced them recently. You can get them in my Etsy shop or now they're also available on my web. If you want to check them out closely, I'll leave a link down below. And here's Phoenix. You might have seen him in my latest video, which was a review of a tablet by XP Pen, and this was an extra gift. He's a figure that I want to color in the future. I have it there so I can remember to paint him because if not I'll probably forget. Then there I have my markers, just a few more extra stuff in this bag, a ruler and you know, paper that I use to test my paints when I'm painting and stuff like that, and just another pencil case. Up there I have my cutting board and my paper palettes that I reuse again and again. And here I have a little block I'm working on for a commission, so I'm keeping it here at hand. And then let's move on to this little corner. I decorated it recently with some of the art prints I had for my favorite artist. This one is mine. It's not my favorite artist, it's just mine. And this one is from Abigail Larson that I absolutely love. Her illustrations are so dark and moody and story-like and I just love it. This one is from Tanya. I don't know how to pronounce her last name and I don't want to butcher it. I'm gonna try to edit the video and put the names of the artists here with the Instagram tag. This one adorable thing is from Map Graves that came with her little coloring book. And this one is from an artist I absolutely love called Audre Claire. And I'm actually having a book coming, a couple of books coming from Audre Claire soon, so I hope to be able to record some sort of clips about that later on. Let's move on to this corner. So as I said, it's a bit bare because we don't have that much stuff just yet, so I have a couple of chairs here to rest my stuff. So this chair is usually occupied. If I have a painting in the process, all of that probably goes there. And over this side, I have this chair that I don't really use, but I have it here to keep my cozy blanket. I'm a person that gets very cold, always, all the time while working, so I keep a cozy blanket here, soft and nice. And over here we have, that right now is probably really untuned, but I'm keeping it here just because it looks cute. So let's move on to my desk. Currently I have a very big desk. I don't know if you're able to appreciate it, but my computer is pretty big and it only occupies half of it. So over here I have my screen with a drawing of mine there. It's a pretty big screen and the colors are pretty nice. And my Wacom tablet over here too. And over there are my speakers. So when I'm working digitally, I pull the tablet up front and move the keyboard to the side. And if I'm working traditionally, I try to move that a bit more to the left and keep the right side free for painting traditionally, because it's still quite a lot of space, if you can see that. Down there I have the rest of my computer. It was put together by my boyfriend. He understands about that and put together a really cool computer for me. And over here I just have a glass of water that is usually around there because I like to keep myself hydrated. There I put a little candle just because it looks cozy, and it's, in autumn I love to have candles all around. I have a big pencil case here that I take everywhere, and it has a bit of all the basics I usually use for sketching and stuff. Then I have lip balm here. I always have lip balm hand. I have a bit of an obsession. A little lamp just to get a bit of extra light. I might change it in the future. I'm not fully in love with it, but it was in the flat already, so I used it. And this is my bullet journaling planner. I usually keep it open, and with the tasks I have to do, I keep a general month of October tasks and all, and I have a few tasks each day and stuff. So I keep it on my hand here so I can, you know, cross over the things I've done, remember things I have to do and all of that. That was all about my little studio, and I know it's a bit empty, but I'm hoping to put some fairy lights eventually to decorate and make it a bit more cozy. I will also love to have a printing station over here, maybe moving these shelves to the side a bit. And in the future I was also hoping to put another desk on that side just to keep it like a corner. Maybe some sort of drawing desk that's inclined, because that will be a bit better for my back. But yeah, that will have to wait. So that was all for today's video. I hope you liked it, and I hope you enjoyed the tour of my studio. I know it's a bit bare, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And I'm hoping I can update you in the future, maybe in half a year or so, with a better studio tour, more complete and with a bit more stuff on it that I can show you. Also, if you have recognized 3 objects from movies I'm wearing right now, you're my kind of subscriber. Let me know in the comments if you found them. So hit that like button if you enjoyed it, if you want to see more content like this. Also let me know if you want to see more videos where I show my face and I'll talk to you a bit. I personally enjoy videos and channels that show their faces from time to time a bit more, even artists. I know artist channels are a lot about showing stuff, showing art, and I love that, but when there's a little clip in the intro or a little moment where they talk to you, it feels a bit more personal, so I thought I will start doing the same, at least from time to time. So if you enjoy that kind of content, if you enjoy having a little chat face-to-face with me, then let me know in the comments what you think. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!